Good evening. This meeting is convened at 6:31 p.m. The Norwich Selectboard meeting of 22 April. The Select Board meeting will begin with a public hearing to solicit testimony on the proposed interim bylaw to regulate short-term rentals in the town of Norwich. The planning group will be introduced by Jan Aspierre and our planning director, Stephen True. I invite you to begin.
Sure, I can just give a few words, but I think the purpose of the public hearing is just that. It's for the select board to hold a public hearing. The planning commission had a number of meetings with the public included, and various comments from the public are included in the proposed ordinance. So this is the statutory required select board hearing on this proposed regulation. So with that, I think unless Stephen True has more to say, I think the main point is to listen to the public, both comments and answer any questions.
I concur.
Can we invite the
Any
public?
discussion on the select board prior to? No, let's invite the public for discussion. Would anyone in the public like to discuss? Yes, please come. The microphones are up here, so
It's good too, then people on Zoom can hear what you have to say too.
friendly people.
This chair is the most important chair in this room.
Okay, well, here
We
we go.
invite you
This is
to
the
sit down.
first.
Share.
Okay, my name is Diane Miller. I've been a resident of Norwich since, I don't know, 1970 something, 78 for sure. I am the owner of a short-term rental, and I've been renting it since 10 years, since 2016 on Hobson Road. I may not, I've been out of town, I've just gotten back, so I may not be up to speed totally on what the plan is, but I think it's a good plan to do something about short-term rentals. I would be one of the people that would say, yes, I would pay my $250 gladly, even though I may be considered pre-existing. However, I think it should be for everybody, not just the pre-existing people. Because on my street, there is another short-term rental, and that hasn't gone very smoothly for my neighbors. And I feel really bad about that. And we've had very little recourse about how to handle it and how to deal with it. So am I correct that the proposal is just for future and pre-existing or voluntary, or is that different?
Okay. Who should answer that?
I'd be happy to speak to that.
Okay,
Stephen True.
great.
So the question is, can we enforce these new regulations? And the short answer is no. Essentially, the definition of a pre-existing non-conforming use is if it was lawful under sort of prior regulations, then it's lawful. It can exist in its form. That being said, I think folks like you, it would be very helpful to now have regulations we can point to and say, we have some requirements for this, and invite people into conformity. But we can't pursue that as an enforcement action.
I understand.
Yeah.
So how will somebody, if there is a problem, right? And
Yeah.
they're one of the pre-existing non-conforming, will they be held to a different standard or?
I mean, it depends on the sort of nature of the violation. We do have performance standards for noise and, sort of nuisance characteristics, and we can always pursue under those. But also, we now have, a sort of codified set of requirements and standards that we can point to, in terms of, in a discussion with a potential enforcement situation.
Okay, well, bravo. I'm really glad that it's being done, and anything I can do to help, I'm happy to do.
Well, thank you for bringing that to everyone's attention.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
So my understanding of this is that the definition that a short-term rental on an owner-occupied lot is allowed use. If it is not owner-occupied, then it is not allowed.
That's correct.
So this part of this is written to in advance kind of shut down on people buying houses from away, like from somewhere away, just to be used as Airbnbs.
I wouldn't say shut down, but we'll bring ownership into the conversation at the time of application.
Okay, but
It's a reason to deny an application.
I see. Okay, all right. So if you bought a house and you were just going to be used, and you applied to be a short-term rental, and you were not the owner occupying the house, then that would be a reason to deny the application.
Correct.
I see. Okay.
Mary.
I was interested in our fire chief's correspondence relating to fire safety in the short-term rentals, and wondering whether the fire safety recommendations could be adopted.
Yes, we could, and I would propose that we amend the current document to include the chief's suggestion. While there is some provision for compliance with, I think there's a state form, the short-term rental safety, health, and financial obligations of the Vermont Department of Health and Fire Safety. That's a mouthful. Safety consideration short-term rentals.pdf. There's a form that is required to be completed, but the sort of affirmation from the applicant permit to attest
That they're going through the
compliance.
steps. Yeah.
On an annual basis in writing, I think
Right.
I think that's a good requirement.
Right, and they might not even know about it, so having to comply with it, they could,
Yeah.
it just seemed like a very good safety factor.
Yes, I think it's absolutely appropriate.
So
For any rentals, really.
for
Yeah.
any rentals, yeah.
Yeah, and there is, without getting off topic, there's a difference, in terms of fire safety for public buildings versus, as you know.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
That looks like one person is.
And also, yeah.
From the chief. Chief Northern.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Greetings, everybody from Boston. I hope everybody is doing well there tonight. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Beautiful. Well, I'm not sure if this is a bit of a fait accompli. I submitted the memo. Obviously, you've read it. The thing that I wanted to really kind of reiterate is that we, the fire department and also, the PD as well, to a certain measure, has no real idea in the town right now what is a short-term rental, which houses are short-term rentals. And if you look at the second paragraph of the memo I wrote, it really kind of lists the concerns that I have about that. And when the planning director and I were talking and he mentioned this, I was really excited to have input at the ground level to really affect a positive policy change. So I'm hearing that it's something that people are understanding of, hopefully partially embracing as well. I don't consider this terribly onerous on the short-term rental folks in town. It's something that has to be done yearly. You would send a form. The form was an addendum onto my memo. I think the planning director just mentioned it. The short-term rental safety, health, and financial obligations. It's a very small checklist, but it's a checklist that is really vital to our understanding and the incident commander's understanding of a residence when we respond on an alarm. And it's something that's been lacking in the town of Norwich. And I'm so happy that I echo the citizen who just talked about that. I'm really glad that this is happening. I'm glad that you all are taking this up, because I think not only the town of Norwich, but also many towns in Vermont are wrestling with the same benefits and problems that the short-term rentals pose to the community. So of course, I'm speaking from a very specific standpoint, a very specific point of view. So my recommendation is to add some language that essentially codifies the responsibility of a short-term rental owner to send that form in so that every year we have as accurate an accounting as we can get of what's going on with the short-term rentals, are they up to code, etc. So that's really the impetus behind this initiative, and I'm happy that it's being well received. And I'm outside of making these comments, I'm happy to answer any questions that there might be, or in the alternative, I'm happy to also attend one of your planning commission meetings in case you need some advice on language or this kind of thing. So I'm at your disposal. I just wanted to make sure that I got a chance to comment on what I wrote and what I've shared with the planning commission.
Larry,
Actually, I think there's someone.
yes, public comment. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Put another chair up here.
Yep.
Let's have two chairs and we'll have the question and the answer that way.
Thank you. Unprecedented. In a nice way.
Thank you. Irv Tomei, 528 New Boston Road. I am puzzled. And the question didn't fully answer my doubt, my confusion. This defines short-term rental. It limits it to owner-occupied properties, as I read it. And I don't think I understand the reason for that limitation. I'll be anecdotal, forgive me. My daughter and son-in-law and their two teenage sons found through Airbnb a short-term rental so that they could, during a January or early February very quick break, so they could take a skiing trip up here and also visit us. The driveway had not been plowed. They got up to the house somehow. It hadn't been plowed. In the morning, trying to get out, they got stuck. And the rental agent or whoever was representing the property owner wasn't responsive to the need to get plowed. They had a $300 bill from tow truck to get rescued. It was at the end of the day that the owner's contracted plow person plowed it out. And this house was a few doors away from Jim and Sarah Cook. who, as we all know, do lots of snow plowing. But they couldn't do it without a say-so from the owner. And the owner has been unresponsive, as I understand it, like subsequently, also to others in the neighborhood. I don't know who owns it. I think it's owned by somebody from away. And my question is, does the town have any recourse against an irresponsible out-of-town owner who is using a property for numerous short-term rentals? I think it appeared from the internal setup of the house that their intended audience were groups of college kids coming for a ski weekend. And they hadn't, their provisions for a family to rent were substandard, to say the least. Now, I didn't come here to pursue their complaint, but it's an indication of abuses going on. And as I understand it, you've got two strikes here. One, it's a pre-existing situation, so you can't do much about it. But two, I don't understand why you're limiting the new ordinance to owner occupied.
Jan, do you care to speak to that?
Yes, I can. And this was a lot of the discussion in the planning commission, and really the limitation to owner occupied was the major policy decision that's incorporated into the ordinance. I think the record keeping and the standards are all best practices, and getting a handle on what's in town was very important. And then the one policy statement was to say, for this 2-year period, let's be clear, this is an interim 2-year regulation. For this 2-year period, we chose to add the limitation to make the statement that there was a difference between owner occupied and non-owner occupied. So that if 6 months from now, and this was passed, somebody wanting to buy a property and set it up as an non-owner occupied rental would know that that was not an option, or as Stephen said, at least grounds for not getting the permit. So the Planning Commission and certainly the public comment that we got was supportive of that. The point being also that in terms of housing stock, available property values, when the option is there for investor-owned short-term rentals, it can skew the finances and then be another reason to jack up property values. So those were all discussed at the Planning Commission to make that policy choice.
I hope it's clear from my question. I'm not in favor of investor-owned absentee. I don't see clearly in this proposed ordinance how it makes it harder to do that in the future.
It's not an allowed use.
Maybe I'm being dense.
Anything that is not an allowed use cannot be done. So the only owner occupied is an allowed use. All else is not.
I see. All right. Thank you. I apologize for basically being uninformed. Thank you.
No problem.
That's why you're here.
I think it's an important nuance, and that's why I was pointing out in this, because there are some, this takes some action into how we want our town to look like.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good question. Are there any other public comments? Now is the time.
Chris.
Chris, come on. You're muted. Still muted. We can't hear you. Kind of fun to watch.
Hello.
Thank
you.
That's
that
better.
good?
Good.
I have sort of an administrative thing, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I'm going to again. And the second thing would be a question for Jan or Stephen, because I actually haven't. My administrative thing is, you guys had this on the agenda, and there's no supporting documentation. So I I don't know how big a file this is for Jan, if it was or Stephen could say that the new ordinance, if it was like a 3-page thing, or would you have had to link the entire ordinance to the packet? I don't know if you could have just put 3 or 4 pages of this. So again, I've sort of been asking you guys to have supporting material for people who are coming to the select board for this particular, or any particular agenda item. So now I'm going to ask my question, and Jan, I would have known to go look at the planning commission to see the proposals, but I'm going to ask you, what is the short-term duration? Are you saying, because I haven't looked at it, I'm sorry to say, are we talking 5 days, 5 weeks, or?
It's a very standard definition. You have to use the state's definition, which is a perfectly good one, but everybody uses the same. And it is for rentals shorter than 30 days for more than 14 days in a year. So you can rent for a week your house, you could rent your house for 2 weeks total, but as soon as you go over 14 days, and those are rentals shorter, you can rent by the month, but you can't rent for more than 14 days, shorter than 30 days. It's a very standard state definition.
Okay, and so I'm trying to catch up, but when when it's not owner occupied, but you have an accessory dwelling on your property, so you have two properties, so technically you only have the primary house as your owner occupied, but when you actually have two properties on your house, I would assume that the accessory dwelling is not considered owner occupied, but how does it apply to an accessory dwelling and rentals? If you want to do,
The owner occupied statement is for the lot, not the specific dwelling unit.
Okay.
So if you live in the house next to the ADU, the lot is owner occupied, and you can do short-term rentals in your ADU.
Okay, great. Well, I will look at it. Look at the proposal, but it would have been great to have it in the packet.
If I can comment on that, the planning meeting was separately warned, and in that warning, there was information on how to get, I believe, a hard copy from the planning or any
in any fashion.
So that was warned well in advance of our normal select board meeting. Yeah, so the information was advertised as being available.
It's a good point just to be aware, and it's belts and suspenders, that the public hearings have official notice periods and so forth, and essentially packets or supporting information that go with public hearings. The fact that they overlay with a select board meeting makes it's only a 3-page document. Yes, it wouldn't have hurt to just put it in both places.
Right, because this is an official part of the planning commission. Sorry, Kimo, I didn't mean to.
Yeah. That's all right. Don't do it again. Matt.
This seems terribly specific, and I apologize, but if there were 2 lots, if let's say someone has a house and bought the house next door to use as a short-term rental, is that owner occupied?
Lots in common ownership? Yeah, I would say that's owner occupied.
Well,
You have to be contiguous.
Contiguous,
Have
yes.
to be
Thank you.
contiguous in that.
Contiguous,
Yeah.
okay.
Contiguous in common ownership.
I'm not sure I have the same understanding that I thought we talked about this, Stephen, and as soon as it was a separate lot, because if someone had it across town, if you wanted to do that, you could merge the lots, and then you would have an owner occupied lot. But I thought when we talked about this, as soon as you got off that lot, it didn't meet the definition of owner occupied. But Stephen is the one that's enforcing this, so we should be clear, and he should be clear, but I thought that was where we got to in the last discussion of it.
Yeah, you're correct, Jan. If the lots become merged through a consolidation deed,
Hmm.
which is a practice in the town of Norwich for recognizing lots in common ownership.
It's good to know.
It just becomes complicated because then it could be 2 lots over, or it could be a mile away, or it could, and then it's very hard
They
to
do, yeah.
draw the line.
There has to be some notion of, they have to be contiguous for, this question. If they were separated geographically, that's
Not gonna work.
it's different.
Right.
Any other public comments? Hearing none, I believe we can end.
Can I just make a comment based on Chief Northern's comments and the general agreement on, at least on the select board, if we can get a general consensus of agreement on that, then I would take the same thing back to the planning commission, amend the document. From what I'm seeing, it already references that document in the draft. So I would say that changing that to be more specific about requiring it to be submitted and so forth isn't a big enough change to require another public hearing. So I would advise that if the select board has consensus on that, we'll do it at the planning commission, same thing. We'll amend it and we'll send it back to you for approval without another public hearing required.
I believe that sounds like the right, and
Yeah,
it would
do
go
we
on
need
our agenda.
Well, we just do it now, right? Take a straw vote or not?
You
Well,
can
you
do
wanna
it,
vote on
you
the
can
final
do it
product?
now. It's in your agenda. Once you have to close the public hearing, but then I believe it's in your agenda, possible motion.
Okay, but after closing the hearing.
I would prefer to put it on a future agenda and
Mhm.
make sure that all the ducks are in a row, because I think there's still some things to review and possibly change. And it doesn't,
Aside from the chief's amendment, which he very helpfully gave a section
Mhm.
number, that's the only change.
yeah. Is there any objection to putting it on next
No,
meeting?
No.
Just, okay.
not,
Everybody more time, a little more public comment. And then we just move it quickly. That's satisfactory with.
I don't see any reason not to do it tonight and just get it done.
Yeah,
I'm fine with reading the final version first and then voting on it.
Or the final version of the language.
Yeah.
That would be incorporated. Well, that's a
Exactly.
good,
Especially because it wasn't,
That's a good
it was harder to track down this without directly asking for it. And
That's a good point,
so I
Matt.
think that, now that we can make it more readily available.
We can also put it in the package.
okay, good.
yeah,
Make sense?
So generally in favor, but want the specific language.
Yeah.
And a chance to
and
discuss it.
Chief Northern's contribution is the checklist for residents when they respond to an alarm, is that?
it's the submitting a form on an annual basis and
Anyways, okay,
yeah,
thank you.
and affirming, confirming written confirmation of the fire safety of the rental units in question.
Okay.
And his full memo is at the bottom of the packet for this.
Yeah.
Affirming fire safety, okay.
If I might interrupt, it was also the language of the new section as well, right?
Yeah.
So that's just proposed language. It doesn't have to be that. Certainly
Yeah.
can be, a little bit different, but essentially that kind of covers everything I think that would help the fire department out with this initiative.
Yeah, so adding to section 6, which are I think the requirements, that language in the chief's memo. Any town of Norwich property owner that applies for and is granted a short-term rental shall provide on an annual basis the fire department with written confirmation of the fire safety of the rentals. We could just slot that.
Okay.
Good.
Sounds good. I'm not sure what language we use to end a public hearing.
Motion to close.
Motion to close the public hearing,
Yes.
I guess.
You want to hear the motion? Let's see. I move to close the planning commission public hearing on short-term rentals.
Second.
Just to be clear, it's the select board's public hearing. We've already had
Select
one.
board. Okay,
Yeah, I think it's just part of our.
And just also to add, unlike a town plan or municipal bylaws, an interim bylaw is effective immediately once it's adopted, just for your information.
Okay.
Others have an appeal period of 30 days. So this will go into effect once you move to adopt, if you so choose.
Okay, good. So we have a motion that I'm not sure we need. It's just an item on our agenda, I thought, but
we have a motion just to close the meeting, but I think we decided to hear the specific language about fire safety at a different meeting. So, and then
Yeah.
it would make sense to adopt after seeing that change. So we
Correct.
could do that.
Yeah.
On our next meeting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's correct.
Okay. Is there a second for my motion?
so,
Please, Matt.
let's vote. Clausen,
Aye.
Leighton,
Yes.
Sweat,
Yes,
here,
Yes.
and I'm a yes. Terrific. Moving on to agenda 2.
Thank you.
Agenda, I need to make one adjustment. We're not having a communication study report this meeting. And before we have a discussion on that, we expect a written report. Matt's agreed to that. So that will not be in the meeting tonight. Are there any other changes requested for the agenda? Yes, Mary.
If we get really bogged down, I would like to have a break. You know,
Okay.
if it just goes on and on for hours, we're going to break somewhere.
Fair enough.
10 minutes?
Well, I don't know.
I won't put it into the agenda, but we can declare.
Right.
it. Okay. Thank you. All right. We have just a comment from.
Is items 7 still in the agenda?
It is.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I move to approve the agenda as modified.
Second.
I'll second.
Okay, voting. Clausen,
Aye.
Leighton,
Yes.
Gear,
Yes.
Sweat.
Yes,
Yes, terrific. Next on the agenda is Chair's report. I didn't introduce this meeting. I went straight into the public session, so we're going to do that now, just to let you know that I'm Kimo Griggs, Chair of the Norwich Selectboard. I'm joined by Brendan Klassen, Vice Chair, Mary Leighton, Matt Sweat, Rob Gear. Town Manager Brendan Duffy is remote while running a Zoom session. Notes are taken by Jenny Tolman. Junction Arts and Media is enabling our digital communications and recording. And it is Jordan. Thank you. Thank you for attending this meeting of the Select Board, which has general supervision of the town of Norwich. We appreciate the valuable contributions of our town employees, elected and appointed officials, and the many volunteers that make our town what it is. We endeavor to be respectful of all while keeping what is best for Norwich as our North Star. If you are recognized during the meeting to speak, please try to keep your presentation to a maximum of 3 minutes. Thank you. Chair's report. Since our last regular meeting on March 11th, a special meeting was held on Thursday evening, April 16th, to consider how the town might respond to the Katucki open meeting law complaint. During the 2-week period, Vice Chair Brendan Klassen and I have met with the town manager's office to set the agendas for both the special and regular select board meetings this evening. I warned an initial meeting of the Tracy Hall Working Group and met with a small, very creative group to discuss its role and future. A meeting will be warned for this Friday to elect officers, and I am ensuring the group follows open meeting law requirements. I investigated a continuing groundwater issue on Main Street to gain information about it. Communicated with many citizens, our town manager and town council regarding how to best respond to the Katucki complaint. And also discuss goal setting, ideas for Tracy Hall short-term rental bylaws presented this evening with many friends and neighbors. Are there public comments for items not on the agenda? Yes, we have a
Hello, I am Jenny Tolman. I'm the notes taker. I have noticed a trend that when there is presumably a well-deserved vacation of whoever removes the trash from this room, it seems as though the trash continues to sit for an additional week. This is especially noticeable come the summer months, and that at least one select board member last summer had made comments on the flies flying around. And this is something that I've noticed as well in the hot summer months when there's stale trash sitting around in the room. So I would love to request that some direction be given to ensure that there is a plan for working through those tasks whenever the standard person for completing them is on vacation. So.
Thank you, Jen.
thank you.
Something for the town members.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
Do you want to say?
Well, I think we'll note that for now, go in the notes and will be acted on. Any other public comments? Okay, seeing none. We have appointments to board and commissions, boards and commissions. There's one on here that I could not square away exactly. We'll get to it in a moment, but let's begin by considering the Affordable Housing Subcommittee Planning Commission. There are 2 seats to expire 30th April 2029, and we have an application from Aviva.
Aviva?
I'm not sure if that was missed from the public comment.
Peter Arner, did you mean to comment during the public session?
I was slow on the draw, so I raised my hand after you'd already started, so it's fine if you skip me, but I did have a public comment.
I think we can break tradition here, yes, if it's okay. Under 3 minutes.
Thanks, Kimo. Under 3 minutes. I want to point out, I know that the Moore Lane Bridge work is starting in a few days, and I just wanted to put out there, and I appreciated certain select board members' interest in this, and I think we're turning a corner in terms of attention to detail and accountability. But I want to just put out there publicly that we've spent, to my calculation, please correct me if I'm wrong, Brennan, but about $250,000 and haven't yet solved the problem of the bridge. Now we're spending more money to solve the problem, apparently using a technique we could have used 8 years ago. So what I'm hoping this works, and I have faith that it will, but I think it's important for the select board, and I'm seeing this now, but to ask a lot more questions than boards have asked in the past about accountability, especially when we're spending this kind of money and not solving a problem again and again and again. I am concerned, as I've laid out, that we are still working with some of the same companies that have sold us solutions that have not worked. But again, I have faith, and I trust that you all, know what you're doing in terms of this latest solution. But if it doesn't work, I think we'll have spent about 300,000 or plus, and we still haven't solved it. Let's hope we do. But I think just in going forward in the future, I think we need to be much more accountable with the money we spend and the solutions that we're not getting, if that's the case. Thank you.
Thank you. Any comments? Okay, moving back to applications to boards and commissions. Viva.
She's not here.
Not here.
She asked me to come and say.
Oh, please, yes.
That's okay. She's at a conference.
Am I getting the pronunciation correct?
Yes.
Okay.
My name is Miller. I'm friends, went to college with her. I've known her for 20 years or so. And she currently runs all of the healthcare related services for the Vermont Department of Corrections, has a history working in reentry services for the city of Philadelphia, as well as administering an internal grants program there for various city departments. So an abundance of public sector experience and work. And on a personal level, can say that she's just very committed to justice and fairness, and I think, set as values that I think will serve the Affordable Housing Committee very well here. So I'm obviously biased. She's a good friend, but I think she'll be a real asset to the town in this capacity.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Did you mention your name?
Miller. No,
Thank you.
sorry.
For the record.
Nuttall and hers is Teva, Teva. Yeah, Nuttall and
All right, thank you for, I assume you've read all of these. They're a pretty interesting group here.
Yeah.
It's a great group.
Once again, we have incredibly talented and qualified people.
Yeah.
We're lucky, lucky.
Would anyone like to move? Or any comments? Move this.
I move to appoint Aviva Teva to the Affordable Housing Subcommittee of the Planning Commission for a term expiring the 30th of April, 2029.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? No. Let's vote. Klassen,
Aye.
Layton,
Yes,
Here,
Yes.
Sweat and
Yes.
Briggs is a yes. All right. Well, you can tell her she's elected. Or
Thank you.
appointed.
Congratulations, Aviva.
We should have just done you while you were here too.
Brian Loeb here.
No, he's not. I haven't speak on his behalf. Brian Loeb has been a valuable member of the Affordable Housing Subcommittee for, I think, 3 years now. And I'm glad he's deciding to keep at it. Brian's, as well as being in charge of sort of community development for TD Bank, is also our representative to the Regional Planning Commission and brings valuable perspective.
Thank you.
Any?
that's very, thank you for the testimony. Sounds great.
Thank you, Mr. True. Comments? Ready to move?
I actually met Brian informally in the capacity of one of my other jobs in town before I was elected. And he was expressing his interest in this position. And I think when he found out I was running for this forum, I think he respectfully stepped back and just went through the regular formal processes. Very.
You mean he was afraid of you?
Just a very professional stance.
It's very professional, yeah.
Well,
Want a motion? I move to appoint Brian Loeb to the Affordable Housing Subcommittee of the Planning Commission for a term expiring 30th of April, 2029.
Second.
terrific. Discussion. Being none, let's vote. Klassen,
Aye.
Layton,
Yes,
Gear,
Yes.
Sweat.
Yes.
Briggs, yes, terrific. Please tell Brian, congratulations. It looks like he's been a member 7 years.
Fantastic.
yeah, he's good.
I have an application for Vice Chair of Development Review Board, Alec Orenstein, Steen.
He's also
Not here.
And
Wow.
I, again, will be happy to speak on his behalf.
Please,
He's
please.
You're here.
Also a valuable member of the Development Review Boards. He's our vice chair. I'm pleased that he will wants to continue his role. He's an attorney. He also brings excellent perspective to the position.
Right.
Thank you. Can I just ask a question? Because
Sure.
I assume that he's applying for the position of Development Review Board, and then you vote on who's chair and vice chair, or is that incorrect?
No, that's correct. We'll have an organizational meeting in May, and he may still be vice chair, may not,
Sure.
chair to be determined.
Okay,
So,
I just wanted to make sure because how we move it, we will take out the
Take out
vice
the
chair.
vice.
Yeah, yes,
Okay,
yeah.
position
No, well spotted, Mitch.
on the development.
Or we can just stick him for it forever.
Yes. He's not here.
Yeah, we'll bump him up to the chair.
That's the price he pays.
Terrific. Would you like to move this?
I move to appoint Alec Ornstein to the position of Development Review Board for a term expiring 30th April of 2029.
I'll second.
Second, any discussion? Seeing none, let's vote. Classen,
Aye.
Clayton,
Yes.
here,
Yes.
Sweat,
Yes.
and Griggs is a yes. Terrific. EC Fiber Governing Board alternate. I think that is next, or did we have someone?
No,
It's just out of order by one.
I'm out of order.
Yeah, let's do Irv first.
Okay,
It's
let's do Irv. Yeah,
The Ashbora.
yes, so that was the thing.
Are we talking, which one are we talking about? EC Fiber?
The,
Well, it's a little bit out of order.
let's do.
And we don't have a motion list. The Ashbora.
No, that's the one that's coming up that it was not listed in the available town offices, so I had a question about that. So we'll get to that in a moment. So
That's fine. It's on the second last page.
Irv.
So we are talking EC Fiber then,
We're
right?
doing EC Fiber next. And Tomei, position on the governing board, representative for East Central Telecom.
And here he is.
And here he is.
Yay.
Legally, it is the East Central Vermont Telecommunications District.
East Central
Vermont
Vermont.
Telecommunications District, ECVTD.
Yep.
Under a statute that's now, I think, about 10 years old, in which I played a significant role in getting the legislature to adopt during my service as chair of the board. I think that it's a large board, actually, because each town is entitled to appoint a delegate and one or two alternates. Not all towns do. So in principle, with more than 30-member towns, we could have 90 members. We don't, but we have 50 or 60 members. And as a district under Vermont law, you probably already know very well that a district becomes a virtual municipality. So we have the same responsibilities and rights that a town has in many ways. A major exception is that under Vermont law, although a district, well, no municipality can fund a broadband service for its residents from town resources. And that's a very interesting wrinkle. It was already in place when EC Fiber formed first. Now, well, it's not yet quite 20 years ago, but it's getting close. And it had been put in there by telecom companies' lobbyists, and they thought that was a great idea. And they also, of course, thought it was a great idea to go where they chose and nowhere else. And so we all got together and did some significant fundraising. And if it hadn't been for that law, a very few towns, probably including this one, would have had broadband networks a long time ago, and our neighbors wouldn't have anything. I think we can be proud of the fact that we became part of a multi-town effort, which became a model for the state and is occasionally referenced by other parts of the country too. So we are a district similar to a solid waste district or a school district, but not funded from taxes. And it's been my honor to represent this town since we first met as a governing board. And so as one of the oldest serving members of the board, and now maybe one of the oldest members of the board, I think it's important to have a wide variety of experiences and lengths of tenure and age on the board. And the board also benefits from institutional memory. And that's one of my jobs now, basically. So I respectfully ask you to consider reappointing me. You might like to know that I asked too late today to get an up-to-date count of the number of Norwich customers. But as of mid-February, 41% of premises in this town were customers of AC Fiber.
Wow.
So 41%.
Is that by household or?
Well, that would include households and businesses, I believe. And we can't be competitive with the short-term sign up now rate that a big company can offer, but they won't stay with that, and we will. People have asked me, well, I save money if I sign up with EC Fiber. And I say, well, that depends a lot on exactly what services you have now. You might spend more or spend less, but you will be part of a community effort that's a not-for-profit enterprise. And the staff are local. And I don't want to take up too much time, but I want to mention one other thing. And that is last summer, we had a lot of fear and uncertainty and doubt being spread by the previous operator under contract to us, GWI from Maine. And then they got bought by an investor with very, very deep pockets. And what was at issue was that he felt that we ought to pay them more, pay him more, pay the management more for the work that the staff were doing, the staff that we had paid to train over 15 previous years. But we have survived that transition. And most of our staff are the same folks that have been our staff for a long, long time and who wanted to stay with us. So we're proud of them, and we can all be proud of them. Some of them grew up in this town.
Do I have to recuse myself if I'm a longstanding customer?
That's what I was going to ask.
I doubt it.
Thank goodness for EC Fiber.
Yeah, it's a great company. Thank you for serving on this.
Thank you. I don't like to call it a company.
Okay, I won't.
But I don't blame you. It's fine. And we do, we do business under the trade name EC Fiber.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
It's a privilege.
Any other comments? Anyone like to move?
I move to appoint Herb Torme to the position of governing board rep for East Central Vermont Telecom District, EC Fiber, for a term expiring 30 April 2027.
Go ahead.
I'll second that.
All right. Any discussion? None. Voting, Klassen.
Aye.
Layton.
Yes,
Here.
Recused.
that's right.
Recused. All right. Sweat.
Yes.
And I'm a yes. You're appointed.
Thank you very much.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Well done. Thanks for coming up.
To small point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
To Jenny's complaint, I do begin to smell trash.
Yeah. No,
It's pretty awful, isn't it? Thanks, Jenny. We shouldn't have needed you to tell us.
I mean, this is not that bad. Sorry.
It's not even bad yet. Summary.
We're missing the perfumed cookies today. Next up is Rob Gear for position of alternate to EC Fiber Governing Board. I've looked and can't find any conflict of interest in this position. If anybody else has
I don't think they're
knowledge.
incompatible positions. I think it's fine. Yeah. Representative.
Consider it a short-term promotion.
Robert Gear, I'm applying for the position as alternate to the EC Fiber Board of Governors, Governing Board. And I'm doing so because I feel that the fiber optic network that EC Fiber has gotten built in the state of Vermont is a miracle, as our chairperson likes to remind us. And it fulfills a desire to make Vermont self-sufficient. That dependence, over-dependence on outside companies, outside governmental organizations and so on, are ultimately deleterious to the people of Vermont. The more that Vermont can have resources like this contained wholly within its borders and for its people and by its people, the employees being Vermont residents and so on, the stronger the state is and the better and more resilient will be going forward. I'm applying for alternate because if need be, I would gladly attempt to fill Irv's shoes. It would be very difficult. Irv has been just a key force in EC Fiber since its beginning, and we should all be very grateful for it. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Rob.
Would anyone like to?
I move to appoint Rob Gear to the position of alternate to the EC Fiber Governing Board for a term expiring 30 April 2027.
Second.
Discussion. Seeing none, we'll vote. Clausen,
Aye.
Layton,
Yes.
here,
Recuse.
Sweat.
Yes.
Good. All right. You're appointed as an alternate.
Yes.
Yeah, great, great. Upper Valley Solid Waste Management seat, Jordan Mueller.
Muller.
Mueller, yeah, okay. I knew I'd get it. We've got your application in front of us. Pretty good. Filled it out properly. Congratulations. Anything you'd like to add or?
No, I've been serving as the alternate for the Greater Upper Valley Solid Waste Management District Board of Supervisors for the past half of the year. And I think so Neil Fulton is not continuing in his role, and so I'm applying to be the Norwich representative to the board. It's been good being on that committee, and I've attended the meetings for the past couple months. It's been good seeing the work that they do and the budget setting, and I'm interested in continuing.
Okay. Fantastic. Anyone like to move?
I move to appoint Jordan Muller to a position on the Greater Upper Valley Solid Waste Management District for a term expiring March 31st, 2028.
Anyone else?
Second.
Discussion. Guess people like him. All right, let's vote. Clausen,
Aye.
Layton,
Yes.
here,
Yes.
Sweat,
Yes.
and I'm a yes. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Next up is Jess.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you. Jess Phelps. Hobson Road is applying for the Norwich Historic Preservation Commission. And he's served on it already for what, 6 years? Like to introduce yourself and
Yeah, hi, everybody. Jess Phelps. Been on the Historic Preservation Commission since I think 2020. I'm currently the chair. Have a background in historic preservation and would be glad to continue in this capacity on the commission, not as chair. No, that's
Right.
largely responsible for success about what's happening at the Grange. So I can say that.
It's definitely a huge team effort.
Yeah, okay.
Looking
And an
good.
impressive.
And it is a
team
wonderful effort.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah, pretty good.
Done a good job.
All right. I think this is pretty straightforward. Would anyone like to move this?
I move to appoint Jess Phelps for a position on the Norwich Historic Preservation Commission for a term expiring the 30th of April, 2029.
Second. All right. Any discussion? All right. Let's vote. Klassen,
Aye.
Layton,
Yes.
Here,
Yes.
Sweat.
Yes.
I'm a yes.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for the work you do. We have a planning commission seat. Miller Nuttall applying. Who's here? There he is.
Yes. It's much harder to talk about myself than somebody else. I'd rather
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Miller Nuttall, good to see you all. Applying for a seat on the planning commission. My understanding is there's 2 empty seats, one of which the person would like to continue, the other may be open. So I'm sort of applying for that expectation. Someone should inform me if that's not the case. My background is in bicycle and pedestrian advocacy and community organizing. I've run campaigns for bike lanes and sidewalks and public transit in New York City and Austin, Texas. And then for the last 8 years, I've run policy for Lyft's bike share division. So programs like City Bike and Blue Bikes around the country. So I'm a total bike nerd. And that's a big part of my motivation, is to help play a leadership role in helping Norwich think about, the next chapter of biking and walking in town. I'm also obviously enthusiastic about building more housing in town. Again, recognizing the historic character of the town, but figuring out where we can add housing in a way that makes sense and sort of brings out the best in Norwich and welcomes our neighbors. And then third, I think just getting more people involved in the civic process, I think is critically important. And I want people to feel empowered and like we're getting things done in town in a way that feels tangible, whether they're walking their kids to school or looking for a slightly more affordable place to live. So that's my motivation. And yeah, happy to answer any questions.
Right.
Thank you.
I see Evolve Austin. I'm assuming that's Texas.
That is, yes.
Yeah, great.
Yep.
How did that, when was that? How did that go?
That was a long time ago, 2014 to 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good. It was a group that was sort of a big coalition of organizations working on building more housing in Austin. So I was a coalition member in my bikey capacity.
Right.
Yeah.
You must be devastated the bike place down on Route 5 North disbanded or discontinued.
Oh yeah, it was. Oh yes, the bike rental place.
The bike rental
Yeah,
place.
I never
and
went
the-
there, but
the
yeah.
hostel thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's too bad, but I think more bike infrastructure will come back. So yeah, great.
I'm curious, when you look around this town, do you see a future Copenhagen or Amsterdam?
I think big things are possible. Yeah, I think Norwich can lead the way. Maybe not Copenhagen, but
I mean,
certainly make your guys' job easier as crossing guards. I think that's a
We
possibility.
could rename Main Street Stroil.
There you go. Yeah, Little Amsterdam.
Danish for walk.
There you go.
something like that. Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
All right. Thank you. Would anyone like to move this?
I move to appoint Miller Nuttall for a position on the Norwich Planning Commission for a term expiring the 30th of April, 2030.
You're in it for a long time.
Getting myself into.
Second.
It's a wonderful group.
Okay.
Here's seconding. Any discussion?
I think Matt seconded that.
Oh,
Did you?
Yes.
I think so.
All right, let's vote. Klassen,
Aye.
Layton.
Yes.
All right, Gear,
Yes.
Sweat,
Yes.
and I'm a yes.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Stepping up.
All right, Recreation Council.
Oh, there's another planning commission.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Next one down. Planning Commission.
Yeah,
For
you're
you.
right. I somehow, did I leave that off?
It should be on there. It's your.
It's on the packet.
On my draft motion sheet.
No, it's here.
It's in.
Put it on the top.
Oh, there it is. You're right. Got it. Thank you. Vince Grove for Planning Commission.
If, I'm not sure if Vince is there, he may be off for school vacation week. I would just say that I know he's interested in continuing. He's been a member in good standing. He's been clerk for the past several years. And so I would support his opinion.
Not being here, is that poor planning? You're vouching for them and great. Is there anyone like to push this one?
Notice Vince is a substitute teacher, so this perhaps explains his absence in school vacation week.
Could be, yeah.
I move to appoint Vince Crowe for a position on the Norwich Planning Commission for a term expiring 30 April 2030.
A second. I don't think Rob got it that time.
Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. Don't fight there. Okay, any discussion? No, Klassen,
Aye.
Layton,
Yes.
Gear,
Yes.
Sweat,
Yes.
and I'm a yes. Terrific. Now on to Recreation Council. Who is applying for that? Anna Connolly. Is Anna Connolly here? No, Anna Connolly is, where is Anna? 261 Main Street.
Yeah, I could speak on behalf of Anna. She's served 3 years on the council. She's very well known to Bree, I understand. I know Anna personally, I could vouch for her. I know her family very well. Great experience, great commitment.
Yeah.
Real contributor. So.
Sounds like a solid candidate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, just great. Who'd like to move this?
I will.
Okay.
Okay, let's find the words. I move to appoint Anna Connolly to a position on the Rec Council for a period expiring 31 March 2029.
Second.
Okay. Discussion, no discussion. We're good. Let's vote. Klassen,
Aye.
Layton,
Yes.
Gear,
Yes.
Sweat,
Yes.
Griggs. Fantastic. Another solid waste committee applicant, Jordan.
Mueller, who's.
Which one?
It's a repeat,
No,
isn't it?
wait a minute, is that a repeat?
No, it's a.
No,
different-
it's different. It's a
Committee.
different thing, yeah.
So let's
One of
do that. So now, wait a minute, what is, one of them is a Greater Upper Valley Solid Waste.
We did that one.
He was replacing Neil Fulton as the rep on that, and then this is our.
Yeah, good. So,
Okay, thanks.
Jordan, you're back.
So last time we were talking about the Greater Upper Valley Solid Waste Management District, and this is hyper local. This is the Norwich Solid Waste Committee. And so I've been on the Norwich Committee for the past 3 years. I'm currently the vice chairman, and we do different events throughout the year, help with other towns doing styrofoam recycling, and do different education about the transfer station. And we have participated in giving recommendations for fees and sticker prices. And so we'll probably be engaging in that again in the next coming years also.
Fantastic. All right.
Sounds great.
Does sound great.
Mm.
Anyone like to?
I move to appoint Jordan Mueller to a position on the Solid Waste Committee for a period expiring the 30th of April, 2029.
I'll second.
All right. Discussion. None, let's vote. Klassen,
Aye.
Layton.
Yes.
Beer,
Yes.
Sweat.
Yes.
All right. A lot of work ahead of you. This is great. Thank you.
Thanks for
Thank you
serving.
very
Jordan.
much.
Is that
All
your
right.
last application tonight? Is your name coming again?
That's it. That you won't see me again. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Good
Can
night.
you deal with it? Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
Thank you.
solid
Bye.
waste over there.
Now, Trail Subcommittee, we have Jim Fawnin applying for a position on the Trail Subcommittee for a period expiring, I'm not sure when. The Trails
2 years?
Committee
2 year
is
term.
not on the list of open positions, the subcommittee, I suppose. But,
Maybe it's 2029, if it's starting now.
okay, how do we know that?
Well, I don't think the subcommittees are listed on the,
No,
our little document, but it does say on your motion sheet, at least, a 3-year term, which would be 2029, I believe.
That's for,
I don't know.
that's for Nick Krems anyway,
Yeah.
who
Oh, okay, that's for Nick Crumbs, you're right.
wrote in that he was applying for a 3-year term.
It says already served 1 term, 2 years. So is it 2 years again?
Perhaps we could ask is.
I can speak at both of the house because they're not here.
Oh, okay. That would be
So-
wonderful.
Before you do,
the
Kima,
term?
so I believe these were the 2 that were incorrectly appointed to the Conservation Committee at the last meeting that are going to be reappointed to correct that error onto the Trails Committee, which is what they had intended.
Do you know the term for Jim Fonan?
I don't.
The
I
term
think-
wasn't. Okay,
I don't know that off the top of my head. I would say 3 years.
So 2, but okay.
If you don't appreciate 3 years instead of coming back in 2.
Do you happen to know the?
I don't know the terms. No, but 3 years seems pretty standard.
Look for it. You,
My name is Doug Hardy, and I know both Jim Fonan and Nick Krems well, having been a volunteer with the Trails Committee for decades now. Many of you know Jim perhaps as the friendly UPS driver who's now retired, and he is, both of these guys are the absolute foundation of the Trails Committee. They work tirelessly. Just about every bridge on the Bill Ballard Trail was built by Jim. And Nick was integral to the installation of those. The Gallo Mountain Fire Tower, both of them have been involved with the trail construction there, reconstruction, improvements, and the replacement of the treads up there, along with an existing member, Bob. Sorry, I can't think of it. Bob. Geez, mental block here, but anyways, he's been serving equally a long time, and he is an official member of the Trails Committee.
Tiskov.
Sorry?
Tiskov.
that's the last name. Diskoff.
I believe so.
Okay. Yeah. So these guys are both well-earned experience and dedication to the trails in Norwich.
15 years experience.
I think they're invaluable, actually, to the Trails Committee.
Yeah.
They are. But
no question.
what should we do about the term? Like, call it April 30th or something?
I'm trying to find.
Yeah, I was trying to find it.
Yeah, I should have, well, maybe somebody can find this before. We appointed them to the Conservation for terms expiring March 31, 2029.
Okay,
I'm going to assume that's the,
yeah, that sounds good as far as clearing that up.
okay. So.
Okay.
Would anyone like to move, please?
I move to appoint Jim Fonan to a position on the Trails Subcommittee for a period expiring March 31st, 2029.
Second.
Okay, is any further comments? None, okay, let's vote. Klassen.
Aye.
Clayton.
Yes.
Gear.
Yes.
Sweat.
Yes.
Briggs is a yes.
Go for the next one. I move to appoint Nick Krems to a position on the Trails Subcommittee for a 3-year term expiring March 31st, 2029.
Second.
Okay. Discussion, oh, we have a.
Quick
comment.
question, gentlemen, are you unappointing from the previous appointments as well, or are they on both?
Well, at the moment, they're going to be on both, and we'll have to take the other one back. Any other comments? None, okay, let's vote. Klassen.
Aye.
Clayton.
Yes.
Here.
Yes.
Sweat. Yes. Briggs. Now, we did appoint them on the 4th, no, when April. When was this?
Probably the 8th. Yeah, I think it's the 8th.
April 8th, we appointed them. It was moved by Sweat. No, moved by Klassen, seconded by Sweat. I believe we have to
Take them off, right?
take them off.
Rescind the appointments.
Would anyone like to
Rescind or-
move to rescind
yes.
their appointments?
Well, I move to rescind the appointments. Give me the wording.
Move to rescind the
The
appointments
appointment
of Jim
of Jim
Fawn and Nick
Fawn
Crowns to
and
the
Nick Crowns.
Conversation
From the Conservation
Commission for terms expiring March 31st, 2029.
Yeah. Do we need to reference the date that we?
I don't think
No,
so.
okay.
I mean, we're
Okay.
removing them. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, great. Let's take a vote. Leighton, Klassen,
Aye.
Leighton,
Yes.
here,
Yes.
Sweat,
Yes.
Griggs. All right, they have been
Okay.
duly removed from the Conservation Commission
Put in there.
and appointed to the Trail
Excellent.
Subcommittee.
Thank you. Thanks for speaking up for those guys.
I think I'm up next. That's why I'm still sitting here.
Oh, that's why you're there. Okay.
Here we are. So-
There's a little duplicate here.
Oh, there it
No.
is. Yes, okay.
Cross out.
Now I understand what happened. Thank you. Tree Warden, Deputy, one seat to expire 31 March 2027. Doug Hardy has applied. Happy to see you here. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, I'm still Doug Hardy, and I am currently a deputy tree warden for Norwich. There were two of us deputized a year and a half ago or so by the existing tree warden, who has since stepped down, and the other deputy elected to pursue the tree warden position, Chris Rimmer, and that leaves me as the deputy. Both of us are active in the Emerald Ash Borer Management Subcommittee of the Conservation Commission. And so we've been working largely with ash trees, but it's been interesting for me to work with the community and residents to help answer tree questions, identification, conservation, and recommend potential treatments and mitigation of hazard situations. And so I'd like to continue doing that.
Sounds great.
Thank you. Would we like him to continue doing that?
Definitely.
Absolutely, yes.
Move us along, shall we?
I move to appoint Doug Hardy to the position of Deputy Tree Warden for a period to expire 31 March 2027.
Second.
Discussion? None. Okay, Klassen,
Aye.
Leighton,
Yes.
Gear,
Yes.
Sweat,
Yes.
and Griggs. You're in it now.
All right, thanks.
There was one other application here that doesn't appear on the open positions because it is a management group, I believe. So I move to appoint David Hubbard to a position on the Emerald Ash Tree Borer Management Group for a period ending, and I could not
I'll find that one either. So I need a term on that one.
Town manager, do you have any idea how long the position on the Emerald Ash Tree Borer Management Group is?
The Emerald Ash Borer Management Subcommittee, I believe, is the term they use. And I don't know off the top of my head what that
It
term
looks
would be.
like, so when he applied, he said he is reapplying for the same position. He has done once and he's done it for 2 years. So I'm going to assume it's.
Okay.
Unless you know.
When we originally established it, there were 1 year, 2 year, and 3 year positions.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how long he's reapplying for, but I would suggest 3 years would be a wonderful amount of time.
Since he's not here.
He's got
and
a-
it's off.
We're going to be done in a year.
He's got, that's very true. We may, be done before then, but he's got extensive experience in the hardwood industry and forestry. It's his background and education. And although he no longer lives in Norwich, he still owns property here and he gets over here quite a bit.
So would you recommend 31 March 2029?
Do you want some help?
I would recommend that, but it'd probably be better to check with him on that, although I guess we don't have that luxury tonight.
Well, we can not elect him tonight and reconsider.
Right.
Or we could do 1 year and then you could re-up.
Re-up.
That might be most appropriate.
Let's do that.
Let's do that.
And
I,
that'd be a March 31st one. Or April.
31 March 2027 is what I have been.
Okay.
We would like to move this. Well, we're going to move it first, then we'll.
Cheryl has a
Yeah,
question.
we're going to move it first. We're going to move it first. Please.
Okay, I move to appoint David Hubbard to a position on the Emerald Ash Tree Borer Subcommittee for a period ending March 31st, 2027.
Second.
Second.
Okay, and now discussion. Yes, please. We have public.
We've got the 2 seats here too.
Cheryl Lindbergh, and all I wanted to remind the board of is at town meeting or somewhere we voted not as a town to have people that don't live in town on our committees and boards. I believe it was a recent opportunity for that to be in front of the voters of the town. So ownership of property is one thing, residency is a second piece of things. And so I just wanted to bring it up before you voted.
I can check, but my memory is that it didn't apply for subcommittees and councils and other. It didn't apply to everything. It applied to certain
Elected positions, it didn't apply to. Some elected positions would have been eligible. So I,
But it
sorry
was
to
using an Emerald Ash Tree Borer Management Group.
Emerald Ash Borer Tree.
Management Subcommittee.
I think a precedent could begin, and that's why I'm bringing it up to avoid a misunderstanding is all. So I'll leave it as my comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Is there further investigation?
We just need to
I-
check on this.
I don't believe, my clear understanding was that it's not all positions. It was
only
just
elected
some positions within the town that were critical. But we're allowed to have consultants, we're allowed to have people of expertise on committees.
But it says to a position, not the position of. Like, rule.
What is, oh,
David Hubbard.
I don't know enough to say one way. I don't remember enough to say one way or another.
Maybe we should
What it was.
table this one.
Yeah, maybe if we table that, yeah.
I think so.
I mean, maybe it's allowable that he could be a consultant, for instance, a non-resident consultant, but we don't really know that.
It's a bit tricky because it doesn't describe the position and the.
Right. I think David Hubbard has been another invaluable person to help with our, timber issues and tree issues for decades. So would be a shame if he cannot serve.
Does he not live in town?
Well, I believe he's moved out of town and now still owns property according to who is up here. Lives in Orford.
Orford, okay.
So we're even getting out of state with this.
all right, I will look into this, but
We should table this one, I think.
all right.
We'd probably be doing more appointments ongoing. Because some of these are,
There's more open seats.
But
we'll work it in somewhere.
The next meeting.
Okay.
All right, and I believe that is the end of our appointments group number 5.
I have something else I'd like to share on the topic on the agenda you're working with right now. Before you.
Okay, please.
Okay.
Yes, you may.
So I don't know how many of you visit other town websites, but many people do, and that's where their source of information on towns. For instance, the Finance Committee recently searched websites for information to do a task assigned to it by the Select Board. You have made appointments for people in this town since back in March. And none of them, except for the select board who were elected, are on our town website yet. I've looked for, once I looked at a couple of our boards and committees, and then I went to elected officials. There's nothing.
There's no
No updates.
upgrades or whatever.
So we had a person elected as a trustee of public funds at town meeting, not listed on that site. You appointed a new lister on 3/18. There is shown a vacancy that exists. So your Emerald Ash Borer Management, your tree warden is still Matt Hall, and Chris is the deputy. So I really feel there used to be a process whereby people were sent maybe a letter or a note acknowledging their service and thanking them for applying again and staying involved. And that maybe, you know, as a prior chair, Mary may have signed some of those notes to people to thank them. I would like to bring that to your attention. The other matter is the Finance Committee, to my knowledge, has not had an advertised open position. And there is one that expires this year. And then lastly, under the Finance Committee information, the description still reflects the treasurer as a non-voting ex officio member. Again, my recollection is I now vote on the Finance Committee along with others, and so that information isn't up to date either. So I just would like to urge you to have somebody that handles these matters to get, you know, everything.
The updates.
It would be helpful for us, I think, if you could write it and put it in the packet for reference.
Okay, we just did another group, which is great. And so there'll be a lot of work to get updating. Okay, you'd like a memo?
We will be talking about communications, website, things
Yeah.
like that. And I think the more information. we
Memo
have,
would be great, yeah.
This seems more urgent to me than another 2 weeks, but I'll send it.
Well,
Find your request.
that doesn't mean it won't be brought up or action taken, but when
Okay.
when there's a record, at some point, I think it's helpful to
Okay,
everyone.
we'll do that. Thank you.
If possible.
Yeah, there was a minor glitch on the select board site with my appointment period. I just quickly sent Miranda a note and she remedied it. So
Yeah,
Miranda's a fixer. That's if that helps, but
yeah.
And I also noticed she did a good job at putting up our email addresses,
Yeah,
which is fantastic. I didn't notice that.
yeah.
I was just
I made that.
banging
Well,
on
I
that.
asked you all if you were willing to share them and then asked her to put them up. She also added language that lets people know when they click the select board email that it doesn't just go to us.
It's very good.
So she's been very responsive, but it's a very complicated, not just complex, but really complicated website at this point. So I think it's hard to recall.
Probably needs well, we've known for a long
Yeah,
time. It
so,
needs
yeah.
an
We'll,
upgrade.
we'll come up with a plan and hopefully, great, okay. Do we need a 3-minute break before we go into?
I think it might be smart. Yeah.
But, okay, but really like 3 minutes?
Very
Come right back.
brief, yes.
We will take a 3-minute break. We are back and we're
This
recording.
meeting is being recorded.
All right. We're back in session. Next item on the agenda is to consider a proposed response to alleged open meeting law violations sent to us by Christopher Katucki. We had an executive session earlier in the evening, and I believe we are ready to act on the violations. I have written some proposed motions that I believe satisfy the requests from Christopher Katucki. They are not intended to be specific cures yet. However, in many cases, they may actually function as that. But on specific violation was just alleged. Number one, the agenda description for item 6 did not satisfy 1 VSA section 312 D3. I believe we agreed that we can acknowledge that this is true.
I just want to keep track of them all. So that's number one.
Number one.
We need to move these, don't we?
I'm sorry, the proposed response, 6A, acknowledging description of the meeting agenda for items 6 and 8, because they're very similarly written, did not satisfy 1 VSA section 312 D3.
Yeah, the motion 6A addresses violation number 1 and violation number 2 simultaneously.
One,
Are you talking about your proposed motions here? Emo?
yes. Yes.
I would like it to keep this very simple, because I think our main job is to either acknowledge or deny.
Yes, so I'm
I wanted to
acknowledging
get mixed up.
the agenda items 6 and 8, which are items 1 and 2. Agenda description for item 6 and agenda item 8 did not satisfy 312 D3, and the other one did not satisfy 312 D3. Both of them, they're the same violation.
For 2 different items.
Yes.
Yeah, but the same violation.
Yes.
Yeah, the same statute violation.
I would like to go through this, working from the actual notice of the violations, which Mr. Katucki had sent to us. So you're right that both of the items did include agenda.
Same wording.
I would personally just like to go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Separate.
So, yeah.
Even though it's the same statute?
I'd just like to keep it in order and not leave anything out.
There's separate accusations, alleged violations, and so perhaps be kept separate.
Well, I guess Kimo's trying to simplify it because they are consecutive and they're the same statute.
But they're not the way that Katucki described it in his notice of violations. So, you know, for instance, I
It's
was
just doing two at the one time. It's fairly
All right,
straightforward.
let's
right?
do it. We'll do it one at a time.
what do you all
So
think?
if we were to, so we have 5 violations that were in the email. If we were to approach the first violation as number 1, and the town could acknowledge, or we could choose to acknowledge Mr. Katucki's notice of open meeting law violation number 1 from his email of April 9, 2026, and the board could intend to cure the violation. You know, that could be a way of going through each one of these and and acknowledging them and then expressing intent to cure them, which I believe is like the objective. The objective tonight is.
Would you be happy with, I move to acknowledge the description of the meeting agenda for item 6 did not satisfy 1 VSA section 312, which is what he's alleging.
Yes,
Is satisfied with that?
yes, because that's the statement.
Would anyone like to move that?
I move to acknowledge that the description in the meeting agenda for item singular 6 did not satisfy 1 VSA section 312D3.
Second?
Second.
Discussion. We have on the floor. Would you like to speak?
I would just like to make my procedural comment again that I made at the last meeting, and that is that it's really hard for a minute taker to take the minutes when everybody's talking all at once. So I would ask once again that select board members wait to be recognized by the chair before speaking.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll try to do a better job.
Thanks, Ben.
John.
Don Carroll, I would advocate that you respond to Mr. Katucki's notice of violation in the same form that he has written it, which is to say item 1 through 5. And I would point out that item 1 and item 2 has each have two specific violations are mentioned. So you have 7 specific violations to respond to. 2 in number 1, 2 in number 2, 1 in number 3, 1 in number 4, and 1 in number 5. That's 7 specific, yay or nay.
So may I ask a question? So where the heading is, the agenda description for item 6 did not satisfy 1 VSA section 312. You don't think it's sufficient to acknowledge that that is true?
I'm sorry, what does it have to do with item 6? You're speaking about agenda item 6?
No, we felt that the heading of this, that if we respond to say, yes, we acknowledge that is true, is sufficient to cover, and that the cure will take care of the specifics. That is what we were advised, and that is.
Yeah, well, I think if you just read the state law about this, it says that to each charge, you must respond. And there are at least 2 charges in the first item in Mr. Katucki's complaint. And then there are 2 charges in the second complaint.
Right.
And the statute requires you to reply to each charge. So I don't know why your attorney would suggest that you group them in some different way.
That's certainly doing it that way is, as Jan would say, the belt and suspenders way to do it, like we're covering all our bases.
Good advice. All right.
All right, so
the wording would be, I move to acknowledge the description the description in the meeting agenda for item 6 did not contain sufficient detail.
item 6.
Agenda.
Item.
Oh, okay. Okay, I get it.
I move to acknowledge the description in the description for item 6 did not contain sufficient detail. Very specific matters to be discussed. Is that a?
And that would be probably the first one,
Yes.
because the second one cites a different statutory requirement, which is adequately indicating the nature of the business. I think that's the second one.
All right. It doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt.
All right, now we got to boil this into a motion, right?
So let's, shall we take back we haven't voted, so I guess we don't have to. Would you like to withdraw your motion?
And just try to make a more specific one here.
It's me, isn't it?
What is it?
Who's the one who proposed it, right?
It was, you moved and Sweat seconded.
So I propose to withdraw that.
And Matt, you're proposing, okay, you're withdrawn your motion. Terrific. Okay, so we're going to move to acknowledge the description in the meeting agenda for item 6 did not contain sufficient detail concerning the specific matters to be discussed. All right,
And that's the first part of number 1.
yes.
Okay. Can we add on number 2, or we should probably do them individually,
Do them
just to make it
individually.
very clear. Okay,
We got 7 motions coming up.
all right.
Would anyone like to move this?
Once you got the wording right, I'll do it.
You can't read this. I move to acknowledge, you could just say so moved. I move to acknowledge the description in the meeting agenda for item 6 did not contain sufficient detail concerning the specific matters to be discussed.
Maybe as in VSA section 312D3.
Yes.
As in,
As under.
One VSA,
Under, yeah.
under section
okay.
312.
1 VSA section
A
312 D3. Anyone?
Have to read it again.
We need the date of the meeting
April 9th? No, that was the
that he's referencing.
January 28th.
Yeah, I move to acknowledge that the description in the meeting agenda for the select board meeting dated January 28th, 2026 regarding item 6 did not contain sufficient detail. Concerning the specific motions to discuss.
Just
matters.
Matters.
To discuss. The writing's terrible.
I know.
Under.
Under 1 VSA section 312 D3.
Oh, okay. That is 312. Yep. Okay.
Second.
Okay.
Any discussion? No discussion, we're voting. Klassen,
Aye.
Layton,
Yes.
Gear,
Yes.
Sweat,
Yes.
Griggs. All right.
Okay, got through the first,
Number 2.
well, the second part of number 1.
Yes, so 6B will now become I move to acknowledge that the
Select boards.
Meeting agenda did not contain, did not adequately indicate the nature of the business. So, wait a minute, now we're down to the.
You could say essentially the same preamble.
Yeah.
Referencing the correct day and agenda and
Sure.
say item number 6 did not identify the matter as proposed executive session and did not
Adequately indicate
the
nature of the business.
for which the board would invoke.
All right.
One VSA.
Moving through that more slowly. I move to acknowledge that the meeting agenda for January
28th.
28, 2026 did not adequately
Indicate the nature of the business.
Did not identify.
adequately identify the matter as, quote, proposed executive session.
Which paragraph are you taking that from?
Taking it from the actual allegations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Paragraph.
so that they're.
Oh, one, two,
The first
third,
sentence
the
of the
third one.
third paragraph.
Okay, so, all right, give me the language you'd like to use. Did not adequately,
Identify the matter as, quote, proposed unquote, executive session
more slowly, did not identify the,
matter
yeah,
as a, quote, proposed, quote, executive session,
proposed executive session.
and did not adequately indicate the nature of the business for which the board would invoke one VSA.
Section-
Wait,
One they say.
Oh, now hang on, Matt, you're doing item 8 though, right?
No,
I'm doing the second part of the first violation.
And that's in the third
Where it
paragraph?
says item 6 did not identify?
Yeah,
Right, okay. Okay,
and
good.
then you have the part about invoking section 313A1E. Is
Yeah,
that in
I
there?
see that. yeah.
Yep.
Is it there?
Did not have the nature.
That's
of
what
the
Matt's looking at right now.
Oh, okay, okay, got it. I was looking for that. Okay, would anyone like to move that? I move
I
to
didn't write it down,
acknowledge,
so-
I move to acknowledge that the meeting agenda for January 28, 2026 did not adequately identify the matter as a proposed executive session and did not adequately indicate the nature of the business for which the board would invoke section 313A1E.
So it sounds like you moved it and I'll second it.
As read.
Well, it's always says red. Yeah,
Wait, sorry, so who moved that?
the chair.
Sure.
All right. Leighton. We're voting. Let's do Clausen,
Aye.
Leighton,
Yes,
Weir,
Yes.
Sweat,
yes.
and Griggs. All right.
Okay.
C.
No, item 8, right?
Item 8. Same
It's actually, yeah, it's probably.
Exactly the same for item 8.
language. So I move to acknowledge that the meeting agenda for January 28, 2026 did not adequately what was our first motion?
Yeah, that's the 6th.
Yeah. Did not contain sufficient detail concerning the specific matters to be discussed under 1 VSA section 312D3.
Let me try it. I move to acknowledge that the description in the meeting agenda for Select Board Meeting 01/28/2026 for item 8 did not contain sufficient detail
concerning the specific.
concerning
Okay, concerning.
the specific matters to be discussed under 1 VSA section 312D3.
All right.
Second,
Any discussion? Non-voting. Lassen,
Aye.
Leighton,
Yes,
Gear,
Yes.
Sweat,
yes.
Griggs. All right. 6D. 6D would be the second half,
This one.
number 2, so we have that same language.
Except the,
I mean, 8.
it would be similar language to the second motion that we made, but it would be item 8.
Item 8,
And
yes.
then we invoked 313A4,
A4. Yeah.
which is slightly different from the one.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So I move to acknowledge the meeting agenda for our January 28, 2026 did not adequately identify the matter.
Where does this stipulate that it's
Item
pertinent
8.
to item 8?
So,
Here,
yeah, so we have to add on.
No, but in Timo's words here, it's not.
Item, so add.
Oh, okay.
Item 8.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
This is the nature of the business one.
Okay. I move to acknowledge that the meeting agenda for Select Board meeting, January 28th, 2026, item 8 did not adequately identify the matter as a proposed executive session and did not adequately indicate the nature of the business for which the board would invoke statute 313A4.
Second. Discussion, voting. Classen.
Aye.
Layton.
Yes.
Gear.
Yes.
Sweat.
Yes.
Griggs. All right. That is 1 and 2, 3. Of course, public explanation and motion to enter executive session during discussion of agenda item 6 did not adequately indicate the nature of the business. So we need a motion stating that.
So this one includes the finding, specific finding.
Do we have any problems with the words exactly as stated?
We acknowledge. So would someone like to move to acknowledge?
Sure. So we could say the board acknowledges that the public explanation and motion to enter executive session during the discussion of agenda item 6 on our meeting on January 28th, 2026 did not adequately indicate the nature of the business as required by 1 VSA section 313A, nor did it satisfy the requirements of section 313A1 that the board make a specific finding.
Don't know about the Trombley part, although it does include a careful analysis, which does seem vital.
Okay, or of Trombley versus Bellows Falls Union High School that the board make a careful analysis.
Okay, it's got all the requirements in there.
We have a second.
Second.
Discussion. Voting. Awesome.
Aye.
Layton.
Yes.
Here.
Yes.
Sweat.
Yes.
Briggs. Yes. All right. 3, number 4. The public explanation of motion enter executive session during discussion of agenda item 6.
Did we do everything for 3?
Yeah, just the same, but changed to agenda item 8.
Okay.
Because the statute number's the same, right?
What about the nature of dispute? Well, maybe that's, okay, that's part of what we would be, okay. Okay, that's just, I think that's follow-up.
Yes.
Okay. Did we get
Or is item
everything?
8 and nature of the business.
Okay, so then a specific finding, careful analysis, okay. All right. So on to the next.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, so we have A, B, C, D, E, that's only 6.
We got 2 more coming up.
2 more, yes, okay, good.
Number 4 and number 5
Number 4.
in his violation.
I'd like to put a motion together here. Did not.
Matt, do you want to do 4?
Sure, I'll
Do 3.
I will try. The town acknowledges,
Of the select board.
oh, sorry, the select board acknowledges that on our meeting, January 28th, 2026, our public explanation and motion to enter executive session during the discussion of agenda item number 8 did not adequately indicate the nature of the business as required by 1 VSA section 313A.
We have a second.
Second.
Right, so Sweat. Here, and voting, any discussion? No voting. Clausen,
Aye.
Layton,
Yes.
here,
Yes.
Sweat,
Yes.
Griggs, the yes. And number 5. Email exchange appears to exceed the limited function in 1 VSA 310.
5B.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah. 310
And again,
Ah.
this is a simple point.
So I can give a shot. The board acknowledges that on January 28th, 2026. I'm sorry, the board acknowledges that the January 23rd to 26th, 2026 email exchanges appears to have exceeded the limited exemption in 1 VSA section 310(5)(b).
I'll second that.
Discussion? No discussion. Let's vote. Clausen,
Aye.
Layton,
Yes.
Gear,
Yes.
Sweat,
Yes.
Griggs. All right. We've moved through item 6 agenda. Thank you for your patience.
We'll need to follow up with cures, I think, right?
Follow up. I will be asking for a possible extension to our next meeting, which is in 3 weeks rather than 2 weeks. I will let you know immediately when I response I get.
But not to have one sort of
I have a special
cycle.
meeting prior to our regular meeting. Regular meeting.
So 2 weeks would be the 6th of May. You're requesting an extension.
To the second week of May, which would be our typical schedule.
13th.
Yeah, if it's not agreeable, we'll have to have a special meeting.
Okay.
Hopefully that's not the case. All right,
you, Mr.
continuing
Chairman.
our meeting, I have to find my agenda. We are on to the town manager report. No discussion and goals, valuation of the town manager. So we have received some materials in the packet for review. I included some materials in the last packet. I guess if there any discussion related to this, I am going to recommend that this discussion continue to another meeting. We have a public comment. I'm sorry, I proceeded too quickly. Yes,
Sure. I understand that you may wish to put all of this off, but if I may, I'd like to, John Carroll, I'd like to speak with you a little bit about goal setting and evaluations, if I may. First thing, if I may, I'd like to ask how long it has been since the town manager has been evaluated.
Last fall.
Last October.
Yeah.
He was evaluated in October.
Yes, and the evaluation template is in the packet.
And that's the template that was used previously?
Yes.
It's been amended, the one in the packet.
I see, okay,
So the red parts are new proposed
good, thank you.
changes.
So you're now considering setting goals for the town manager, but not to conduct an evaluation at this time, but merely to set goals for the next period. Is that correct?
I believe that's the correct.
Yes.
It is, but there's this odd scheduling part of it because the annual evaluation has to be within a certain time of the date of hire.
That's correct.
And that was the end of September.
That's correct.
So we're thinking, try to shift the goals to, you know, that time, rather than to start right after town meeting with goals and have it carry through
Sure.
half the year.
Yeah.
So we've been
The
talking about that.
The normal routine in most organizations would be to conduct an evaluation and then to set a new set of goals.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so goal setting should have happened immediately after the evaluation that took
Right.
place.
So we're trying to get on track with
But you're
that.
trying to get caught up.
Yep.
Understood, understood. I appreciate that. I think I wanted to just share with you some observations that I have made in the course of looking at the town manager's contract, the town manager's position description, and the town manager's proposed goals that he, I think, shared with you. My concern is that there is language in statute that is what I would call keystone language. And I've made copies for you to just so you could see it with me. If you could hand those around, please, Mayor. And I got to keep one for me. I think there's enough to go across to Brendan. This is the entirety of Vermont statutes annotated Title 24, which is about municipal and county government, but only about Chapter 37, which is the piece about town, city, or village managers. And this is the part of statute that defines the authorities of the select board and the authorities of the town manager. They are different and distinct, as you know. I've included all of the sections, but some of them were so obvious and straightforward that they're in small typeface. For example, 1232 is about appointment. Well, that's already happened in history 2.5 years ago. Now, 1233 is the one I want to draw your attention to. And this is what I would call the keystone, a keystone element in your relationship with the town manager. And I'm going to read it. Such a manager shall be selected with special reference to his or her education and so forth. And then it goes on to say, and this is the crucial part, in all matters, he or she, that is the town manager, shall be subject to the direction and supervision and shall hold office only at the will of such a select board. So the key words are, in all matters, he or she, the town manager, shall be subject to the direction and supervision of the board. In listening to your discussions last couple of weeks and sometimes in the past, it's often not clear that you realize that you are in charge of the town manager. You are his boss. Is that really clear to everybody?
It is clear to me. Excuse me.
You are his boss. He does what you tell him to do. And there must be no confusion about this. And there appears to have been. I don't want to point fingers, but I just get the sense that there's ambiguity about this. To be more precise, you have your authorities over him, and he has his authorities, which are, I think, equally important and very significant. His authorities relate to execution. That is to say, he directs the police chief, he directs the other officers that report to him and employees in the town office, and they answer to him, and he answers to you. I just think it's imperative that you get very, very clear about this. And some of the differences then that I might share with you is that the select board, and you'll see this yourself when you go through this. The select board has authority over policy. It has authority over outcomes. It has authority over timing, overall expenditure. The town manager, by contrast, has authority, equally absolute authority, over the performance of all town employees, especially those who report directly to him. He has authority to prepare a budget, but only you have the authority to approve it. It's your budget, it's not his. So, for example, in the past, you've had the town manager present the budget at the information meeting. And you may recall I complained about that. And it's because it's your budget, not his. It is no budget until you adopt it. You alone have the authority to adopt the budget and present it to the voters.
Actually, to recommend it to the voters, right?
Well, you have passed it as to be recommended.
To be recommended.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yep.
So it's your recommendation to the board, it's not his. So it's your recommendation to the town, it's
Right.
not his.
Mhm.
And so that's, of course, why I said, maybe you guys ought to be presenting this since it's your budget.
Mhm.
So that means that, for example, you are entitled to say to the town manager, well, we're concerned about the rate of budget increase and we want you to set, bring us a budget, 2% increase, 10%, you pick the number. You don't just give him carte blanche, give him guidance, because after all, you are the policy setters. You are the people who are setting the goals for performance, for timing, and expenditure. It's not his to set. He has many, many other very important executive authorities, no doubt about it. And yet there's a very clear boundary between the two. And I'm only asking you that you be very conscious of the difference in your authorities. You each have very important authorities. You must not tread upon his work. There have been select boards in the past that have done that. And that, for example, one other piece about this is that when you understand the authorities, then you understand the communications channels. For example, the Finance Committee is a creature of this board. You own the Finance Committee. Town manager does not. However, the Finance Committee may need staffing assistance sometime. By staffing assistance, I mean gathering of facts and information, just as you expect the town manager to do. You're entitled to expect the town manager to have this room in the condition that you wish to have it. And you're entitled to direct him to do that. And it has
As a
not been in
body.
the condition that you wish to have it, I would think. You didn't have anybody take notes at the special meeting last week. That's the town manager's responsibility. And you don't have to ask him. He's not doing you a favor. You are his boss when it comes to supporting the board. You're not his boss when it comes to his relationship with the police chief. Stay out of that. And that even involves silly small things like, as individual board members, you must not go and talk to the director of highways. You must not go and talk to the police chief about what he's doing. If you do so, you're crossing the wires and getting into the territory that is reserved to the town manager. So if you understand the authorities, then you understand where the lines of communication go. So, for example, if the Finance Committee needs some assistance with understanding town budget information or something like that, all of which is under the authority of the town manager, the chair of the Finance Committee should not go to the town manager. The chair of the Finance Committee should come to you and say, would you ask or direct your call on it, the town manager to furnish the information that is needed by our Finance Committee to do its work. So you can see that when you understand the authorities, you understand a little bit better about the lines of communication, which I think have gotten pretty mixed up sometimes, which has led to misunderstanding and unhappiness among some of both town officials as well as town employees. So it's really important to get clear about authorities and therefore clear about lines of communication. If you'd like, I could come back another time with a diagram and we could map it out together. That might be helpful. There are sort of three things that go on. Who has the authority to direct whom? Who must communicate with whom? And a third piece is who must provide support to whom? So just as the town manager is expected to, at your direction, not at your request, at your direction, to provide support to this board, so too, you can direct the town manager to provide support to a committee of yours. Okay. I want to just now sort of shift gears a little bit and talk about goal setting. I'll be very quick if I can. I just will leave you a document. I've read through the goal proposals that some of you have written. And first of all, I applaud you for putting out a draft beforehand, each of you. That work, I think it was in the packet. That works very, very good to be doing offline so that you have a place to start. Would you pass that around, please, Mary? This is just a very brief reminder about effective goal setting. Your goal setting, most of it, if you stood back, you'd have to say, well, how will I know that it has been achieved? There are no measurements stated about how will we know that it's been achieved and when it's been achieved. There's a method about goal setting called SMART goals. And that's what I've given you is a simple, did you get one of these?
I know.
You know it, I'm sure. Yeah, anybody who's had to run a business knows how this works.
Achievable, realistic, time bound.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I would encourage you when you do the goal setting, and I will furnish another copy to share with the town manager. I would just encourage you to pay attention to this business about SMART goals, because frankly, the goals that most of you wrote, while well-intentioned and raising some very important considerations, are impossible to evaluate whether he's achieved them or not. And a goal that can't be evaluated is a waste of time.
Agreed.
That's all I have to share. Thank you for your patience. I went over my 3 minutes by a lot. Yeah, shameful, shameful.
Don't do it
Get out, get me out of here.
Thank you for this.
It's important to-
Well, I think,
If I have a question.
yes, please.
The board directs the town manager.
That's correct.
In what manner of communication does the board direct the town manager?
Well, or generally in a public meeting orally should quite suffice. It's been having been well documented. If I recall a couple of meetings ago, you asked the town manager to give you goals and he said next week and he didn't, something like that. I think generally in a public meeting, you shouldn't have to document it with an email. But if you have any doubt that it's very clear to the town manager what you'd like to have, then put it in writing. But in fairness to the town manager, he may believe and have evidence to present to you that your demand or expectation is unreasonable or unachievable.
Right.
And he has every right to respond to you and say, well, Mr. Chairman, I hear what you want me to do, but have you thought about this? Or there's this consequence that you didn't think about, so forth. So there can be a dialogue. It's not, do it or else. But it is do it. And tell me if you got a problem with it. And if you don't have a problem with it, we expect to see it on the day we agreed to.
I have my question is actually more granular. Is it action of the board in public meeting or is it individuals, members of the board?
Good question. That's a great question and an important one. I would urge you, if you haven't done so already, to designate the chair of the board to be the sole spokesperson for the board to the town manager.
Yeah. Okay.
You can have exceptions on that. Let's say one of you is really, really well-versed in a particular element of what's going on in town and have the board can direct that person, can say to Mary, you're the best one to speak to the town manager about this.
Right.
And she will speak to him about that and about that only. And he will respond to her, and they can have communication back and forth. But as a general rule, you want to designate one person only. I mean, this board, all the way back to Leonard Cook, which is, many decades ago, has had problems of individual board members promoting their agenda and leaving the town manager to say, who the heck am I supposed to listen to?
Yeah.
And that's completely unfair to the manager. So yeah, designate him and do so formally so that he knows, the town manager knows that this, your chairman or whoever you designate, has the authority to speak for the board. And if were the town manager to go to any of you else and say, gee, the chair just asked me to do this, tell him I'm not up for talking about it. Talk with him about it. Just keep those communications really clear.
How do you keep a rogue chair from suddenly asking for a lot of things that the rest of the board doesn't know about? How would the manager know that?
That's a great question, but I think it would become pretty obvious pretty fast.
I mean, that would be a feat if I were a manager. It's not something I tend to do.
Yeah, but
I would.
Most of the things that you will ask the town manager to do will be things that are either clearly provided in statute. I mean, you might say to him, I want motions prepared for every agenda item upon which we vote. And I want those motions delivered to me on X day before the meeting. I don't think that the rogue issue or the lack of authority, and at any time, this board can revoke the chair's authority to speak. If the board feels that they're not being represented accurately, you can by vote say, we shall designate somebody else to speak. It's not you're not entitled to do this. It's only an authority granted to you by your colleagues. Any other? Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate your giving me this time to speak to you about this.
Thanks for coming.
Any other? So I think for today, from my perspective, I felt like because I'm only seeing this when I got the packet, the goals from the manager, and it wasn't for me enough time to really absorb it completely and respond to it. We can get into a long discussion here, try to respond to what we see. I think that would be all. But I don't think we should be making decisions tonight, personally.
Mr. Chairman, I would agree. I think there's two things I'd like to make. One is on the town website, there is a town manager job description that stipulates something in the order of 50 or 60 individual points, including job summary, major duties, knowledge required by the position, supervisory controls, guidelines, complexity, scope of work, contacts, physical demands, etc., etc. And this seems to be a document of very murky provenance, to say the least. I cannot tell who authored it.
Too.
There's
Might have
no,
carried over from quite a
well,
long time.
there's no author name, there's no version control, there's no date.
Right.
So to the best of
No
my ability, I
attribution.
went back and looked,
It's probably
and I was able to, can I please finish?
Sorry.
And the best of my recollection and my ability to discover, I found that there were versions from 2015, 2016, and the current version. In 2015 and 2016, the clause 4.1 supervisory controls was denoted none.
Could you say again that part?
The versions from 2015 and 2016, clause 4.1, defining supervisory controls, remains denoted none.
What does that even mean?
No manager, no supervision.
That doesn't
No.
make any sense.
The current one now says clause 4.1 supervisory controls works under the direction of the select board.
Oh,
So that's consistent.
so that's, yeah.
That's the
Well, it
current
should be
version, that's
one
fine.
Statute, right?
Okay.
Now,
Is this from the website? do you
this is the
think?
website, the current version. Now, if we look at 212 and 215, there are two very puzzling, incorrect or misleading, or both. 212, the town manager staffs the select board and its meetings and facilitates the development of and carries out their policy decisions. To the best of my knowledge, the town manager does not staff the select
What
board.
about Jenny? Is that what that means?
No.
Provide staff?
Staffs the select board and its meetings and facilitates the development of policy decisions. So this is very murky and very misleading. And if this is what the town manager is basing his goals on,
I don't think so.
well, let's make sure this isn't happening.
Right.
Okay.
The next one, 215, the town manager serves as the case manager for litigation, except for litigation related to the performance or retention of the manager. This is not permitted in section 37, I believe.
So what I'm going to request here is, this is not in the packet. No one else had a chance to review this. So I'm going to suggest, let's put it in the packet for next time, so the rest of us can read it and reference and write something that we can.
And then the second point I wanted to finish on, Mr. Chairman, is that we, the five of us, have collated a series of 10 pages of goals. I think you did 3 pages, I did 3, and you did 2 and 2 and 1. Collated and sent to the town manager on April 14th with a request to consult our contributions, our suggestions, our advised goals that he might want to consider. None of these were addressed in his submission to the packet for this evening. So I submit that the disconnect between our requested goals and our suggestions is so irreconcilably different from his submission. We need to table this for another occasion, because we cannot even begin to discuss, considering the disconnect between the goals we drafted and sent to him on April 14th and his own version.
All right, well, I
think this is a matter for another
fully
day.
agree with Matt. You had
I just want to point out something that we have between, it's important to restate, it is important for us to kind of reset the timeline of right after he gets his evaluation to then set up his goals for the following, 12 months. And right now we are talking about the goals for sort of the next 5 months. And so I think that we had talked about using, because even the debate, the debate that went into creating this structure of the evaluation and goals, took a long time and many renditions. I thought that we had kind of loosely decided on continuing to use this as the template for this next sort of 5 months, and then figuring out a better way to do it. And that could have been why he came back to us using this template, but modifying it by in smaller ways, not just doing a complete redo of goals and evaluation at the time. I could be wrong with that. It's still.
So I don't mean to be critical of this. This is just different than what we were doing, and it's not organized in the same way as what I was doing. And I'd like a chance to maybe see if I can make the two compatible in a format that is establishes goals and processes and procedures, and there's a hierarchy. I found this to be a couple of somewhat disconnected documents. They're each standing on its own, but one didn't.
Which ones?
Well, we have
The
a
evaluation and then they propose goals. Is that what you mean?
yeah, but I think the evaluation, the goals that were set on the evaluation would be proposed as goals, and then we have a sheet of thoughts on goal setting and evaluation process.
Best practice, yeah.
And then some aspirations and some comments from the ideas and best practices from the Municipal Solutions Summit. So I'd like a little more chance to review these, try to collate them in my own head and establish what part of these, some of these are what the job is. And some of them are aspirational and some of them are goals. Some of them are goals that I think he has for himself, and some of them are goals that we might set for him, and start to weave them together. For me, there's not a huge hurry on this. we've got whatever we've got left in this year. We didn't really set goals. There's work happening. We can judge that work. I don't know, setting a goal for 4 or 5 months, rather than just focusing on setting a template for goals that we can begin to use in September, that can be updated over time easily. I don't find the existing template to be a very flexible, or I think for setting goals, we could do better than that template. That may be sufficient for assessing performance, but I don't think that's a good one for setting goals.
I think maybe
Because they're two different operations, and I want to focus on goal setting first, and then find out how do you assess from that. They're not the same thing, and we don't have to do them together. You seem confused by this.
I'm completely confused by what you're saying, but I support your idea of doing this at another time, because, you say you want to think it through a little bit and you haven't had time, so I support that idea. I support this evaluation form. I think it's fine. A lot of what we expect the town manager to do is in his contract and is by statute. And then, we've had some special projects that need to be done. And I think done according to the SMART goals, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant. And you've got some proposed goals, the roof, the elevator, evaluating DPW, issues. And also adding to the projects, the legal issues, which is an interesting thing, but I don't have a problem with discussing that on another date, because these meetings also go on long, but I wouldn't. And I'm intrigued by your idea of a way, maybe it's a rubric or some different template for setting goals. I'm intrigued by what you mean by that, but I can't quite visualize it. So I'd also appreciate knowing what that is at a future date. But also I appreciate the effort that that Brennan has made to bring forth the ideas from the summit, just brainstorm some aspirational ideas and then come up with some specific ideas. I just appreciate that effort. And if we do come back to talk about this, I would like these two pieces of information to be brought up again.
Good. Okay.
I think that the template in and of itself is quite fine. I'm more concerned about the content. When essentially the third line of the entire goals document is an assertion of what the select board's general powers and duties are. And I don't see how the select board powers and duties are relevant to the town manager's goals.
Yeah. Understood. Okay. I'd like to ask the town manager to join us here. Are you there? Will we put you to sleep?
No, I'm here.
Sorry.
Been listening.
So thanks for providing this. It's a lot of food for thought. I'd really like to see if I can generate something that approximates my thinking about how this might end up looking. But during the last meeting, you said something, and you put it in your writing here, that I wondered about, which is the autonomy. It seemed that you want more autonomy, and I wondered what that meant.
I think if I was to answer that, I would say, and Mr. Carroll in his lecture, I think expanded on this too, that there are two different pieces of town government here, and that it is important for a town manager to be successful, to be given the flexibility to make judgments and not be micromanaged by a select board. And I'm not saying that that's happened, but I think that was one of my thoughts in putting those ideas together on paper, was that there should be a defined line between what the select board is in charge of doing, what the town manager is in charge of doing. And I guess I would add to that, in some cases, the town manager can't be successful unless the select board and he or she are aligned in making progress.
So I didn't see it in the writing here. Are there specific, I don't know, experiences that you're having that would suggest that you don't have the autonomy you desire, or too much autonomy, or do you think things are okay?
I think
it just seemed like the one thing you focused on last week, so I was curious why.
No, it wasn't the only thing. I think there's a lot there that I spent some time committing to paper. I guess in reading the goals that were placed in the packet prior with the select board's kind of wide-ranging goals, I did think some of those were really limit. I don't know what a good word here is, but they seem to be controlling of the town manager and his duties or his daily schedule. And I just want to make sure there's a clear demarcation there between what I'm doing to fulfill my duties and job and what the select board is asking of me to do.
Okay, well, I invite you to, write a response to those. I mean, if you have concerns about those, I think we'd like to see them.
Yeah, I didn't think it was appropriate to go through, one by one and say, this is smart, this is nonsense, this is insulting. So I didn't do that. I think it was generally, there needs to be some flexibility for the town manager to do the work as he sees fit, and to be successful, that needs to be respected.
But also, Brennan, I'd like you to know that you received these suggested goals in the same good faith with which they were submitted to you.
Okay, so we've got writing from us, we've got writing from the town manager. I think I'd like to review it personally. Other people feel like you'd like some extra time and bring this up. Okay, and I'll do a little more writing and send it out to you, and sound good?
I guess so. I mean, if we feel moved to write a memo that, sort of reflects on what's been presented to us from other members and from the town manager, perhaps submit that for you're thinking the next meeting?
I'd like to.
Yeah.
The public has
3
put
weeks.
in a few, put their finger in the pot.
Right.
So,
Yep.
worth recognizing that.
Okay.
Okay, great. And we'll warn it in a meeting, and if people are interested in coming in. Okay, great. I'd like to make sure the public also has a chance to,
Yes,
express their dreams and hopes for us and their manager, and maybe everybody else. Okay, great. Well, let's,
That's it.
I don't think we have a
Comment.
public comment.
Thank you, Cheryl Lindbergh. I just hope that when you work on the goals, that you recall some of the things John Carroll mentioned, but also the budget and the actual results that take place each year. Quarterly is a good checking in point with your financials to see what is happening, explanations, variations, unexpected things that have occurred that would help explain the financial reports. I think it's important to have that conversation quarterly at a minimum. I've said before, I'm very disappointed that these financials are in the packet. There's a lot of good information in there and important information, and they don't get discussed. They're not. And if you want to ask a question, you have to submit it and get it. There should be a vibrant discussion at meetings about the financials, and I hope you'll include something like that.
Okay.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you.
I think quarterly is a good suggestion because often the excuse is furnished. It's, it's budget season, or we've got an audit going on. And there's often these external influences that could confound things. But if there's a sensible periodic interval set that reflects those known upcoming dates, then we can work around that and keep the cadence on a regular basis, rather than just shutting down for 6 months because it's budget season or it's audit time.
Right.
Which doesn't help anyone.
I think that regularity is good.
Yeah.
But Sorry. Yes.
I will point out that we have asked for things like that in the past, and the response has been for the finance office overview, which I find very helpful. And it's always in the packet, it's in this packet, it talks about in general, kind of like how to read it. And then each time it goes into kind of like something more that might look weird. In this case, the overpayment to taxpayers, to read that before going into going through these like we come through, super helpful.
Very
And I appreciated that. And so, I think that I'd like to see, generally I'm getting to know that progress is made very slowly in town, like in governments in general. And like, I think it's important to note this progress too. Can always do better. But I do like this, and I especially was interested about tax overpayments. This is also educating us going forward.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for the comment. We've got the town manager report. It's very clear and legible. I don't know that we need to read it out loud, but if there are any high points you want to mention, I want to mention that I've noticed the speeding, the warnings, sometimes ticketing. I experienced one angry incident at Danowitz between a person who got a ticket twice. Once on their way in and once on their way out of town, and they found the chief at Danowitz and gave him what for. And I was there to experience that. Chief Romay treated it very professionally, I would say. But is there anything on your report that you would like to highlight? You're muted.
Sorry about that.
No, you're not.
I was just going to say, if people are satisfied with having read this, I don't really have a whole lot of, things to embellish there. I will say on the slate roof repair that we had Jankowitz and Sons out on Monday, and they have completed that work. So that is actually happened pretty quickly once we got on their schedule, and they were able to do it within a day. And so all of those pieces of slate that were determined to be either misaligned or damaged have been replaced. So that should buy us some time. I think in general they felt the roof was in decent shape, and I think I was happy to see that completed. I will just add one other thing, which is that we have a petition request that came in from the Vermont Labor Review Board. Looks like a new labor union called the United Federation of Police Officers. They have, through the Labor Board, required us to post a petition within the areas of the town where the collective bargaining agreement workers are congregating. I'm going to learn a little bit more about this tomorrow when I have a conversation with our legal counsel about possible implications. But I thought it was something the board would like to be made aware of, that we have, it looks like another new union that may be looking to establish itself in Norwich in replacement of the Police Benevolent Association that's been our existing union.
Interesting. Yes, Mary.
A question for when you're finding out more about this, just how it would affect our current agreement. Or maybe it wouldn't.
Well, that is
question.
the main question I will have tomorrow morning with John Clash is going to be, if this was to occur, what would the effect be on our current agreement that is valid through June 30th, 2028? Would we have to do anything, or would this just revert to another representative until we get into the bargaining for the next years? But I will ask that.
Yes, Mary.
This doesn't have to do with that, but if there's any news or any interest in the finance manager position, have you advertised, or is there?
We have, yep. We've advertised in a number of places, and I guess we're still in that process. We're looking to find obviously qualified candidates, and then we'll start an interview process here when we've established that there are some qualified candidates to talk with. And again, the clock is ticking here to get somebody into that position and get them capable and competent to fulfill those important duties.
So Brennan, what's Barry's projected last day?
Barry has committed to staying with us full-time through the end of the fiscal year, which will be June 30th, and may be willing to help out if needed a little bit during July.
Oh, so she's offered to come in to help the transition.
Well, we're going to discuss what would be needed. We're also assuming we would have somebody else in place by then, which is no guarantee. So to answer your question, yeah, she's agreed to give us a lengthy notice so we can try to find a replacement.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I have finance related ones, but once we get there.
Oh,
Department reports, maybe?
For the warrants, you mean? Or
The finance stuff.
I'm sorry, so you want to look at the departmental reports?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
guess so.
okay, so they're next. So departmental reports. Recreation Department, Fire Department. Nice photographs. Police Department. Was there anything in there
Just a question about the plowing and sanding line item in our budget status.
Okay, so let's move on from department reports unless there are questions or comments.
I think it's in that, isn't it? It's in departments. It's finance, right?
Well, I think.
Number 10.
I guess we were looking at.
I'm just looking
I thought those were included in the warrants, but I guess it's the finance department.
Yeah.
We don't really. Yeah, okay.
Two simple ones, and Brendan, I'm gonna pose these. If you can't answer them, or if someone here can't answer them, it's fine. Yeah, they can just follow up with the answer. It looked like the actual in the line item plowing and sanding was 36,000 currently, and so that's significantly under budget. That seems awesome. I assume that that's a reflection on the new contract that we have with the plowing company, but I just I was wondering if in your department head discussions with Chris, if he'd noted that like we're doing really good on our plowing and sanding, contracted services line item.
Well, that was down with a lower amount for the contractor that we hired this fall. So you have to remember our budget gets set, before we go into that discussion. So I think that was intentional that we had a budget from a prior year, and the vendor that we used in this current year came in much lower, if you recall that.
Right. Yeah, no, I was recalling that, and it was good to see it in actuality.
Yeah.
The only other question I had was the line item that's on page 75 under tax expenditures. Right at the bottom of that page, it looked like it says transfer out GF surplus, and it was for $591,000. And I was usually I can understand all of the line items, but I wasn't sure. I'm just curious what that was or what that represents, but I can get that as an email from
Yeah,
someone.
why don't I, instead of trying to answer that, why don't I check with Barry when she's back next week, and I'll shoot you an email.
That would be perfect.
It's GF General Fund.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Chair, I have one comment.
Public comment, please.
On the financials, if that's what you're talking about right now?
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to mention that these are on a cash basis too. So maybe, if you're thinking we're done, we might not have all the invoices in or something yet, but I would mention that. Yeah. The second thing I wanted to mention to the new board members who were not here at the time, the listers have a budget that's looking like it's getting close to the 100% amount, but that in the area of miscellaneous revenue, it's on page 55 of the packet. I just would like to remind the board that there is a transfer from Fund 12 of $26,000 in revenue that is there, which was not how we had expected it to be booked, but it is, so it's not in our individual budget category in the financials. It's up in revenue above. So we're going to look out of whack as the year ends. And I just want to keep that in your minds and let the two new board members understand that that's in those financials.
Much appreciated.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions or ready to move on to approve minutes?
Yes.
Any edits, changes, inaccuracies?
So were these the ones that Pam took?
These are the ones that Pam took.
I have only one.
Oh, they're both. They're both, I think.
They're what?
They're both? I thought they were for both.
Both meetings?
From the 8th.
Oh, no, no, these are the April 8th. These are the ones that,
Jenny,
Jenny.
yeah, okay.
sorry.
Oh, I do have one, I think it's a typo. Which is in the discussion about Article 36, I think the first time it's mentioned is Article 39.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then it's mentioned correctly a couple more times.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Page 88.
it's a little typo.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was probably me.
Well spotted, man.
No, that was me. The little things
Right, that was
pop at me sometimes.
Is there anything else?
I appreciate this minute writing so much.
Good, isn't it?
Thanks, Jenny.
Yeah,
We'll get the trash emptied.
yes, we will. All right. Would
Oh, we need a motion.
anyone
don't we?
like to, oh, I guess we need to move the minutes, which I
To
put
approve
on.
minutes, right?
So that's item number 11. This is completely. Something happened here. The numbers got messed up. So item number 11, approve the minutes. Anyone?
Move to approve the minutes for April 8th, 2026. As presented, amending Article 39 to Article 36.
Second?
Second.
And let's vote. Clausen,
Aye.
Clayton. Yeah.
Yes.
Webb.
Yes.
Correspondence. And I.
Do we-
Warrants.
Warrants?
I'm sorry, warrants are next. Apologize. So I didn't have the numbers,
Right.
but I have them here if someone would like to read them.
Let's take a look at that. Make sure we can read your writing.
So we would like to move to approve warrant number AP warrant 1480 for $50 from the general fund. 1475 for $88.79 from Fund 45 for records restoration. And warrant number 1476 for $133,445.13 from the general fund.
On that last one, you had put 1467, so I just want to make sure, what's the, is it 67?
So it's 7-6.
76, 1476. And they are here for us to sign. So I am moving that.
I will second.
Let's vote. Lassen,
Aye.
Layton,
Yes.
Gear,
Yes.
Sweat,
Yes.
Briggs. Receipt of correspondence. And I unfortunately got distracted and did not.
I made a little list of them if you want to.
Did you make a little list?
Yeah.
Please.
Don McCabe, a request to move the utility building that's next to the skating rink. A chain of emails, Barry, Rosalinda, Cheryl, Lindbergh, Brennan Duffy about the town credit card process of payment. Rita Cito from TRORC, TAC representative, the Walk Bike Summit, and municipal roads permits. Chris Katucki, open meeting law violations alleged. Amy Stringer, Green Up Day, safety on Union Village Road and other major roads, asking for some safety support. Brian Riordan, just following up with his inquiries about speed reader data and wanting to be involved still. My notes about Article 36, have been requested. Peter Gregory of TRORC Select Board meetup on April 30th at Royalton Academy. Rita Cito, also TRORC bike pedestrian grant round is open until June 12th, 2026. Alex Northern, the short-term rental bylaw safety additions to section 6. And then Henry Falconer, our shared energy coordinator, with a paragraph about the enhanced energy plan and also municipal net metering contract research about our net metering at a remote field. So I think that was.
Thank you for that. I will be attending the TRORC bicycle and pedestrian grant program meeting in South Royalton. So I'll attend that. Does anybody else want to go?
Thank you.
Driving? You taking the course?
Ricky Miller and Nuttall would like to go.
Yeah, should bike. Anyone like to move? Receive correspondence.
I move to receive all correspondence. Is that correct?
Sweat. And we have discussion. I think we have a comment from the public.
Constant commenter.
Yeah.
I would like to make a comment, thank you, on the utility building that is near
So
the gazebo. I thought I
asked you to always state your name.
Oh, Cheryl Lindbergh, again. I have thought the same thought for a couple of years now, and the beauty of the gazebo has been lost. A shed parked in its way of people driving by, and I thought I was the only person in town that thought like this. So this communication you're accepting tonight is near and dear to me, and I absolutely see it exactly the same, where that comes away from the gazebo and goes to the other corner. You know, there's much good use of the gazebo at times and for memory tree at Christmas and different things. And it's just so ugly the way it's laid out right now. I feel so passionate. So I know that this is being accepted. I would really like your consideration to doing what is.
Request some action.
Action on it. Thank you.
Yep.
Speak on a personal level about that after the meeting. It's not but that property is not town property.
A little shed.
It's on school property.
Oh.
And but the donation boxes in front of the church and that thing, you know, the white donation boxes, which maybe could be pushed back. I have been speaking to people about the possibility of moving those things out of view somewhat while still retaining their ability to be used. Yeah, shed is also
Wouldn't the shed be part of our interrelationship between our rec council and the school. For instance, the summer camps and so forth. So it's not completely disconnected. And-
No, it's not.
and I think the aesthetics are important, and maybe maybe the shed needs electricity or something. Maybe it could be always farther away,
Yeah.
but I don't know. But I
It is
think.
being discussed actively. I can tell you that.
Oh, that's good.
So-
Maybe
Can I
with
make
some
a
time
comment?
frame.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'd like to hear it.
So rest assured, we have had some conversations between Bree and the facilities manager for the school, and I think the shed is going to be relocated about 30 yards away from the gazebo towards the south. So I don't have a
Oh,
firm
wonderful.
timeline on when that is going to occur, but it did seem like there was no concern from the school district about moving that a little ways on their land.
Brennan, do you think this could be done in time for the town fair?
I do not have a time frame on that, so we would have to circle back.
Anyway, technically, it serves Bree's activities to some extent. She's involved with the rink, but it's not strictly speaking a town project.
Right.
So the liaison is great.
Sounds like it's gotten worked out though.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
great.
It'll be great to see.
We're
those.
talking. And I appreciate the concern. It is, I stand there every morning and look. And
Plus the development of the gazebo was such an epic Norwich experience, and it came out so well.
It's beautiful.
Oh, but the arguments, oh my God, it was epic. It should have been a
Small town
film.
politics.
I know, but it was like an experience to live through that.
Actually, I have a very minor question.
we have a motion on the table.
Oh, we have- sorry.
We're having a discussion,
We're
right?
discussing.
So
Okay.
when you're done, I have a question.
So I just saw two potential conflicts for Green Up Day. I don't know whether it's May the 1st, which is a Friday, or May the 3rd, which is a Sunday.
Third.
Is it the 3rd?
Yeah.
I think so.
The Sunday.
Oh, well. Maybe my
Because the
information.
email from Amy Stringer says May 1st is Green Up Day.
I think it's May 3rd.
Look it up.
I think it's the 3rd too. That's what I had.
Is it a Sunday though? Let's see.
3rd is a Sunday.
First Saturday in May, it says Green Up Vermont, Green Up Day, first Saturday in May.
So that makes it the 2nd.
It does. You're right.
Right.
It's kind of a weekend event, I think, but.
All right.
I shall
so-
touch base with Amy and get a clarification.
Yes.
She seems to be quite supportive of this.
Yeah, and it would affect police planning and stuff. That's what's being asked for.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, seems like good
There's-
suggestions. All I was gonna say.
There's a bunch of information out in the hallway as you walk out towards the front door about Green Up Day, and I guarantee you there's a date on that.
Oh, thank you, Brennan. It's good.
The sign-up sheet.
Thanks. Matt, you had a,
I was just gonna say, I think that her suggestions for Green Up Day, notifications are great.
Yeah.
And we should do everything we can to make sure people are aware that there's gonna be people on the road or on the shoulders of the
Yeah.
roadway.
yeah,
I think I saw the green bags.
crossing
Oh,
guards.
they're out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tempting to get started ahead of time.
Crossing guards?
Yeah.
Excellent suggestion.
What was
Right.
that suggestion about the crossing guards?
Could help by going out and
Oh,
dressed brightly and.
you could wear green.
This
You
is,
could wear the. wear the-
this is a pro bono capacity, I'm assuming.
I didn't say that. All right, so moving along.
That's right.
Are we done with correspondence? We need to vote.
Did we vote yet? Let's see.
Okay.
Ready to vote?
All right.
Yeah.
Pretty punchy.
Awesome.
Wait, sorry, who moved that?
I moved it.
By Leighton and seconded by.
Second by
Sweat.
Swett. Yep.
I vote aye.
Leighton,
Oh, yes.
here,
Yes.
Sweat,
Yes.
and Griggs, yes, all right. Warrants, we've done, receipt of correspondence, we're on to adjournment. Oh, it's after 9:30.
Move that we adjourn.
Second.
Sweat. Any, no discussion, let's vote, class on
Aye.
Leighton.
Yes.
Here,
Yes.
But
Yes.
Griggs, thank you for your contributions this evening. Meeting is adjourned at 9:33 p.m.